Alright, this video in a way is a response to one of the comments. So basically, knife versus baton, which is more practical, which is more effective for the streets. I'm gonna go through different aspects of this, but say, hypothetically, say both are legal, which they're not, but say they both are legal. Like you're allowed to have a baton or you're allowed to have a knife. Which one is better? Well, if they're both legal, then you should have both, because it's not that hard to carry around a knife. So if they are both legal, you should have both on you. Okay, but if you're limited to one, which one should you choose? Which is more effective? Well, because of the range, the baton would be more effective if both individuals are equally trained, that is, which is basically like never the case because nobody's equal. But say you're fighting somebody identical to you, the mirror image of you, and you both are equal in everything, in skill level, and height, and strength, and everything, then the baton would be more effective because of the range. So meaning, if you got a baton and somebody else has a knife, and you're highly trained and you know what you're doing, you should be able to defeat that person with the knife because of that extra range. Now, if you have a knife and the person that you're fighting has a baton and they're not trained, then you could defeat them pretty easily with the knife. Even without the knife, you could defeat them pretty easily. Okay, so basically, the person that has the baton really has to be properly trained. They have to know what they're doing. They have to have good reflexes and good tactics and, you know, accuracy and speed and just footwork and everything. If they are highly trained with the baton and you have a knife, then they could defeat you with the baton. They can. Okay, even though the knife is more deadly. Okay, so that's my thing about it. You know, it's the range makes a huge difference, and the baton is a highly efficient, highly effective weapon because for one, it's concealable because of the collapsible baton, and it's lightweight. It's easy to carry, so it's extremely effective. But it also depends on the draw too. The knife is a quicker draw. So if you didn't draw out the baton in time, you could essentially get stabbed right away. So even though you're carrying it on you, if you don't draw it out quick enough, you're going to get stabbed and then you lose. So it's a really volatile situation. It's not really that clear cut, you know, because it really depends on the skill level of the person and whoever is trying to attack you and things like that. But the reason why I said the knife is the best weapon to carry other than the gun, if you couldn't carry a gun, the reason why I said that is because the law can't really completely stop people from carrying pocket knives, because pocket knives are not necessarily a weapon. It's something that's used as a tool. So it's the most practical to carry because you're not really going to get in trouble with the police, and then it could also be served to be used as as a survival tool during times of great danger. But whereas a baton, from my understanding, is pretty much unlawful, at least in Chicago. I don't know about other states, but it's not lawful to have a baton because it's clearly a weapon, you know. So if they catch you with the baton, you know, they could just put you away for like the UUW, unlawful use of weapon. But if you have a knife, there's ways you could go around it, because if the blade is not too long in Chicago, then it's not considered a weapon, and then now you don't get in trouble with the police. So if you're going to risk getting in trouble with the law by carrying a baton, then I'd say if you're gonna take that risk, you might as well just have a gun. You know, if it's the same risk, I mean, if you're gonna get 5 years in jail for the baton or 5 years in jail for the gun, you might as well just have the gun, you know, because the gun is clearly the most effective out of all of them. So you just got to really know what type of risk you're taking. If you get caught with the baton, you know, how much trouble you'll be really getting into, and, you know, compare that with the knife, compare that with the gun, and then based on all three, make your decision accordingly. But like I said, if both are legal, then just carry both. Have the knife, have the baton. Your attacker pulls out a baton, then you pull out a baton. Your attacker pulls out a knife, then pull out the baton. So you could beat him with the baton, you know. But the long-range weapons are the deadly weapons. So somebody that has a bow and arrow was going to beat the person with the baton. Somebody that has a katana is going to be an advantage over the person with the baton. You know, the Shaolin monks are really focused a lot on the long staffs. Essentially, somebody that gets really good at the staff can beat the person with the baton. Somebody that gets really good with the staff can essentially beat somebody with the katana because of that range. But learning how to use a staff requires a lot of skill development, so it's not that easy. So if a person that doesn't know how to use it, he could get disarmed pretty easily. You know, so the most effective weapon is the gun because it's so simple to use and it has the longest range. You could kill somebody from 10 feet away, 20 feet away, 30 feet away, 100 feet away, 200 feet away. Because you could kill them at such a long range, that becomes the most effective weapon out of all of them. You know, so basically that's my feedback on that.